Yo, what's poppin'? Ain't nothing new under the sun. That's hiding behind them clouds. But I wanted to touch on something today because there's been a whole lot of disrespecting going on. This nigga just sitting here. There's been a whole lot of disrespecting going on. Not disrespect, but disrespecting. Because it's on a whole nother level from all these fleers, tethers, and cosplayers. And that does not apply to everyone. I'm talking to those in which these labels fit. And this goes for the motherfuckers on them reservations. And this goes for all the Caucasoids or the Caucasians who talk all this shit about go back to Africa, or just like the same with the motherfucking immigrants. Like I showed in the previous video where Shorty gonna tell a foundational black American, where you from? Africa? Well, see, it's a little, what's called. But my point is that what I'm about to show you is a state government document, right? Alexandria, Louisiana, Office of Mayor. You see the seal. But again, legal document, state seal, right? But let's get into this. The name Shinvert means green oak, as in big green oak. Joseph Shinvert. Pay that Caucasoid label no mind. The Canadian Nova Scotian and his African, as they say, African slave, and I'm sorry, not slave, his wife. Yeah, his wife, right? His wife. His wife. But there's a bigger thing here that I'm gonna get to as we go down this process. So, Leela Hargrove, that's my mama. That's my mama, right? So you see, her second great grandparents, Lambert Shinvert and Ladina Tamalik, right? Leonia Shinvert, which was the daughter of Joseph. She was the daughter of Joseph and my great grandmother. But my point is this right here, Ellen Lonzo, that's my great grandmother. Geraldine Briscoe, that's my grandmama. And Leela Maria Hargrove, that's my mother. That's me and my late wife. But my point is that Mr. Shinvert again, right? Old Joseph and his wife bought land in Louisiana when they settled there. And that land that was bought while slavery was still a thing, went through a procession and changed hands from generation to generation. And it went from Leonia to Ellen to Geraldine and Annie Mae, Nanny, and is now in my mother. Oh shit. Now in my mother, and you can't see him on here, but my Uncle Lewis. My Uncle Lewis and my mother own the land that Joseph Shinvert bought in the late 1700s, early 1800s, and it has passed hands from a black woman to a black woman to a black woman to a black woman until it got to my mother and my uncle's possession. But I say all that to say this. When you got motherfucking Ukrainians and Russians and Italians and whoever else who just came off a fucking boat and got the motherfucking audacity to say some bull fuck shit to black Americans like go back to Africa, and you motherfuckers is no more than 2 generations deep and got the motherfucking audacity to tell us to go back to Africa. Then we got all these fucking immigrants, these Chinese motherfuckers that are mad because we boycotting because somebody got away with murder. You shot somebody in the back. that stole absolutely nothing, and that seems to be lost on everybody. But my point is this. You got your paperwork? Huh? And you can prove, and that's just my mother's maternal line. We didn't even get into her father's line or my grandmother's. Like, that's just the maternal of the maternal line. And I ain't even started talking about my daddy and the paperwork on that side. But again, my point is this. When you can do this and stand on this, stop letting these dumb motherfuckers tell you anything, because the same people that tell us that we ain't got no culture and we don't know who we are, they little just became a country in the 1950s. Yeah, so in other words, my mother's family was owning and transferring land intergenerationally since before where you come from was even a country. But we don't know who we are. And for all of you from Africa, the Caribbean, wherever, who got so much smoke and so much shit to say about what Black Americans are doing with our money, can you do this? For those of you that say, they don't know who they Fada is and they have no culture, can you do this? Can you trace your genealogy through legal documents, contracts and covenants? Can you do that? Because if you can't, do us all a favor, exit the conversation, mind your business, and politely shut up. Because see, y'all are making fools out of yourselves and you don't even realize it. And I keep telling you, they're going to spin the block, because when they get rid of birthright citizenship, if you can't do this, you're going bye-bye. Woo! I'm on my bullshit today. Pay me no mind. You heard of the last bitches.